Okay, so that was Wolfenstein The New Order, and that was the ending of Wolfenstein The New Order, or the lack thereof. I found this last segment to be the most disappointing part of the game, and the ending I wish were a little bit different because it is one massive, massive cliffhanger. I mean, it's. Yeah, well, I can get why they left it like this, but something a bit more than this would have been needed. This is going to be an impressions of Wolfenstein The New Order, sort of ending the Let's Play series. It is a great game. It is a fantastic game that manages to be a terrific first-person shooter, a commentary on human emotions and war and the psychology of warfare and everything like that. It manages to be over the top, and yet it manages to be down to earth. It manages to be grounded. It manages to be cinematic. It manages to be epic, and yet it manages to be intimate. It is a masterpiece, and it is a game that definitely should be played by every person who loves a first-person shooter. It is challenging if you play it on a higher difficulty, but that to me is also a negative because the story is so well done and so well spaced out. I think that the extra challenge and the somehow decision to overload the combat, especially in the later chapters, kind of takes away from what the game's strong points are, and that is its flow from start to finish, telling this really unexpected, deep, and wonderful story. I believe this is one of the best first-person shooters ever made, and I believe that it should be heralded as such by everyone. I don't like the boss fights. They were repetitive, they were annoying, they were obsolete in terms of design. I hated them, and I wish they were left out. I don't like the ending. I have to be honest, I understand their choices. I don't understand their design. I'm referring to machine games. But otherwise, there's not much to say. I mean, I was moved by the story. In more than one occasion, I was choked up. More than one occasion, I found myself being surprised by the amount of layers and humanity and realism within the story. It is an absolutely fantastic achievement. There's nothing else that I can say. The graphics are great. The action is terrific. There's a flow, there's a rhythm. It feels great. The AI is so spot on, moving around, circling you, doing everything that it needs to do to give you a challenge. The levels are well designed. The weapons are fun to use, although I have to admit they're not exactly the most inspired choices, or let's say they're the most interesting of choices. They're pretty much standard weapons, with a little bit of, a spot of salt and pepper here and there. Um, the graphics are great. The engine works terrific. For me, I think this game looked really well done. Beautiful textures, beautiful detail and everything. An art design that managed to pierce beyond the idea of what sort of tech this game is using. You can tell that it was made by the same guys who made the Chronicles of Riddick games. It's similar in that the hero is this gruff murder machine that has unexpected layers to him, like an onion. I know I keep saying layers, but this is what this game has. And I have to say, for being the latest game, well, not the latest because the Old Blood has come out in the meantime, I know, but being one of the latest games, or the time this came out, it was the latest entry in this series, the Wolfenstein series, that sort of set in motion the first-person genre with Wolfenstein 3D. Having this game have such a useful and fun to play stealth mechanic took me by surprise. That being said, I don't like playing this on a higher difficulty. I didn't like it. I found it to be, I'm going to say annoying, but it was disappointing in the fact that it sort of relied on that old school mechanic of overwhelming the player instead of giving him a sort of a different style of challenge. Um, and I don't like the boss fights. I would definitely recommend playing this on a normal difficulty level, focusing on the story, focusing on the atmosphere, on the characters, and taking it all in and letting it flow and letting it move from start to finish, without those interruptions for reloading. Oh, don't get me started on the reloading. I freaking hate the lack of a save option. The checkpoint system takes so much out of the fun of playing this game that it's annoying, to say the least. Playing this on a normal difficulty level would also allow you to experience high level combat, stealth, and a mixture of those things, and combine things and figure out what your own individual preferences for playing the game would be. I definitely would recommend not going on a higher difficulty level here. I don't think you should be playing this game for the challenge. I don't think you should be playing this game, on your first playthrough. Play this game on a normal level, get through to the end, enjoy the atmosphere, let it, smother you and embrace you and hold you and hug you, and then, if you feel like it, start a brand new game, put this baby up on the highest difficulty, and go for the challenge and go for everything, and because then you would have the best of both worlds. That's my advice. Do I like this game? Yeah, I think it's really, really well done. It's a masterpiece of in terms of first-person shooters, especially first-person shooters in recent years. I think this is head, shoulders, ankles, hips, whatever you want, above almost. I don't know if I would say any first-person shooter from the past decade, but it definitely is up there in the like top 2 or 3. If you can find anything that can challenge this, let me know, because I don't remember any pure first-person shooter from recent years that is as well made as this, and that doesn't insult you, and it's not a cover sort of stay in one place and just pop out and shoot people. You can run around, you can use cover, you can run around, you can use cover and then cut a hole in the cover and shoot the enemies through there. You've got flanking, you've got AI that's a challenge to face up against. You've got beautiful graphics, beautiful music, extraordinary voice acting, a really well done script that manages to be one of the best ones that I've seen recently, with the exception of the ending and the boss fights. Those were my least favorite things. The boss fights, get them out, get the boss fights out, get the ending replaced, give us a real ending. Yeah, I mean, we killed Booby, we didn't get to face up in the final battle against his lady friend. The ending feels like, how a game would have sort of a cliffhanger ending teasing the fact that there will be a sequel? This doesn't have that. This has no ending. This feels incomplete at the end, which is weird, because everything else is really, really well done. And I wish it had multiplayer, because imagine multiplayer with all that wonderful combat there. But I get the challenge that it would have been to sort of do this game and the multiplayer. I'm glad they didn't do both. It would have ruined this. It would have made it an average game. I'm convinced, but I'm convinced of that. So I want to thank you guys very much for watching this Let's Play series on the Weekend Slice YouTube channel. Stay tuned for other Let's Plays coming up in the future, including Wolfenstein The Old Blood, because I've got that and we've already started it. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much to everyone for having watched this. Share your thoughts and opinions. I know I'm not the best gamer in the world. I know this was disappointing and annoying and a lot of points throughout the playthrough. But hey, I play these games because I enjoy playing them, not because I want to share how good I am at playing them. There's a difference there. So, until the next time, bye.